Yeah, we just stood down there so we could see better.
And we are back, too. So, my name is Terry Thrasher, and I'm here with...
Elisa Westman. Welcome back to the WDBF World Championships here in Cancun, Mexico.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I think everybody's excited about this one.
Yes, talk about maybe the most intense friendly rivalry that we see here at the tournament, the U.S. women versus the Canadian women. I know that everyone at home in both countries are very excited to see this game. Last year's playoff game when they faced each other was a very close, contentious one, so I think we're anxious to see how far both of these teams have come over the last year.
Yeah, and the American women were able to push through that match and then push through to win gold. So they are defending champs, and Canada looking to get back into the medals. One of the medal favorites coming into the match, into this tournament, but yeah, both teams are going to have to earn their way there still.
So far in the tournament, both teams have been performing very strongly, both undefeated up to this point. I think they're both looking forward to this game to see who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, there are 3 undefeated teams in the women's division still. We've got the United States currently at 5-0 with a plus 50 point differential. Australia 4-0 with a plus 45 differential, and Canada 3-0 with a plus 36. So the schedule a little uneven in the sense that Canada's played 2 fewer than the American side so far, but that does not change the fact that they are both undefeated and both want to leave this match undefeated as well.
Yeah, today's a big day overall for all 3 of these teams because I do believe that most of them face off against each other today. So tomorrow going into playoffs, it'll really determine what the placings are going into medal matches.
I'm going to jump in here. Hi, everybody. It's Jake Mason. Yes, the medal matches, especially since only 4 teams get to move forward in the women's division. Only 4 teams in the medal matches. In the meantime, while Elisa and Terry are keeping you informed about what's going on in the game, please follow us on Instagram at World Dodgeball Federation, and send me your questions. We want questions. We want some more audience engagement. And since we are on your continent, we want Canada and the U.S. to chime in more than anything. Questions like, is it weird that Katie Sanchez is 900 years old and still dominating? That is weird because she only looks not a day over 600 years. No kidding. That's from her sisters, and we love her. But Katie has been playing for, forever, since I think before I have, so over 12 years now. And again, still dominating. So it gives hope for, well, she's still younger than me, but gives hope to the rest of you. But we all can't be Katie Sanchez. So send us your questions on our Instagram story. Check out bonus content and slide into our DMs.
All right, it looks like the teams are getting ready to go. Canadian starters up at the line. U.S. women still stretching out a little bit, it looks like, but talking over their final strategy. So Terry, you know a lot about this Canadian women's team. I've personally faced off a lot against the U.S. women's team. What do you think their biggest strengths are going into this match?
I think Canada, personally, I think they might actually somehow have the edge on throws. I think they've got just like a bunch of cannons out there. We've seen the O'Quinns with both the overhand and underhand delivery, as well as Kenley Croft, fully capable of doing the same things. We've also seen Canada playing very aggressively, kind of charging out of the corner. I think we've seen the Americans with doses of aggression, but Canada's had that more sustained pressure. Whereas, personally, I think the American team probably has the edge on catching. We saw a lot of great grabs from them out of the Mexican shots, and Hoffman especially. I've been super impressed with her ability to just track that ball and trap it. So.
No, absolutely agree. And I think both teams have quite a few returning players. So having that experience at the world stage, understanding what kind of pressure is on these players' shoulders as they're walking onto the court, they're no stranger to this kind of pressure, and that always makes a difference when it comes to those final critical moments of any game.
Absolutely. There's a lot of continuity on these teams. There's some new blood as well, but I think you're right that the veteran leadership helps to really keep things steady and to really remind everyone of what it takes to play in a tournament like this that's super long. Your conditioning is strained, your mental fortitude is strained. It's kind of hard to still stay fresh for each new match, but I mean, so far these women have been doing an amazing job of it.
Absolutely. And I know that the U.S. comes in with experience at all levels. Their coach, Brittany Mazro, is an experienced world player. She's been in gold medal matches numerous times. So she's really doing a great job of leading her team and helping them find their focus as
supporters, and of course the men's teams from both countries cheering on the women. We have competing chants in the crowd.
I think we're going to be hearing a lot of that throughout the next two games. Right after this, the men U.S. and Canadian men's team are matching up, and that's also a very big friendly rivalry.
Sorry for your speakers back home, everybody.
And they are off. The crowd fired up and right up at the line. It's the Americans' throw, but Canada is really putting the pressure up.
Beautiful throw by Shauna Lending, the United States team taking out a player. Looks like Cecilia Enstrom stepping off the court. Strong snipes on both sides.
Yeah, we see those big throws on either side coming out early.
Looks like both sides are kind of flexing their muscles a little bit here right at the beginning.
For sure. The refs are trying to settle it down maybe, just get everybody back here. I didn't see what the stoppage was, but either way, Team America comes up. O'Quinn over that ball. We see the O'Quinn twins on either side for Team Canada.
Brianna London and Kate Dawn, Brianna London, captain for the U.S. team, pushing the line up.
Doncha hit out. Canada with a slight player edge now, connecting on a couple of great throws.
4v5 in favor of Team Canada.
Good block. I think that was Rodia getting under that ball coming in. Canada.
Looks like it almost got a little close to London's face there. She was able to avoid it. Ooh, I heard that one all the way up here.
Big shot, finding Jack O'Quinn. She is on the sideline. Canada still with 4. Shot from Rowe, missing a little bit off to the side.
4v4, keeping it really tight here in this first match.
And going over Jess O'Quinn. Canada now. They're going to have to throw. They've got the refs pointing at them. It's Mora with a great shot.
Looks like it went right off Hoffman's toe there. Very accurate shot.
And I would be so nervous throwing by myself at Hoffman, but Mora able to connect there. And you see the Canadians popping up and driving the Americans back, but not electing to take those shots. They want to make a plan. And you see that? Wow. Go ahead.
Both sides got to be careful as they're dodging and jumping. These are hard out lines, so this line right behind, you can see Team Canada near. That if they accidentally step out, that is still an out for that player.
And we saw somehow the only casualty there was Shauna Rowe, just kind of grazed by a shot from, I think, Kate Dawn, dueling number 11s. Canada throwing more than I expected, too. They find Rodia on, I think, the 3rd ball launched.
Making it 3v2 advantage Canada.
London sends one to Kirkpatrick across court, missing Mora out. No, Mora's still in it, but O'Quinn get out.
2v2, Kate Dawn, Brianna London left in for the United States, both very experienced world players.
See the cross court to Kirkpatrick, who blocks.
It was a good look. It was a good look.
Yeah. And Gong eluding that shot from Mora. Team USA coming to the line. 4 balls in hand. Kirkpatrick super aggressive and avoids the retaliation. And Gong hit out by Mora. I'm sure Canada wants to see more of that.
2v1 advantage Canada. Brianna London left in alone is for the United States.
And that might have been a catch. Well, that ball just wedging in there and leaving Kirkpatrick alone on the Canadian side.
What a beautiful first match. This is the kind of excitement that we want to see between these two teams.
Well, I don't think it's going to get any more low key.
No, I don't think we're going to have a docile match here. I think both teams are hungry coming into this game.
The crowds are hungry too. You can hear the cheers. American fans obviously lit up by that catch. so America with the 1-0 lead, 16:20 remaining.
Still a lot of game left.
Canada choosing to shoot first. And so now Canada on the defensive. 4 Americans coming up. The shots toward Mora are missing. And now it's the Americans' turn to put on the pressure.
All players still left on the court for both sides.
Yeah, we see the Americans now with 3 balls under pressure. Again, Canada's so aggressive on the defensive. Pinette with a block.
That is a pretty well-recognized underhand throw by Paige Peterson. She's a former softball player, Division I softball player, so I think we might be seeing a few more of those sneaky underhands from her.
Yeah, some of the best underhand throws in dodgeball in the world are in this match between the women on both sides, so look for more of that from Peterson. Peterson letting go with an overhand that time. We see the Americans coming back up. They connect out.
Leaving 4 left on the court for Team Canada. Full 6 left for the United States.
And a shot toward Rowe. Brings it out. So the Americans still with 6 on the court.
But only 1 ball. So it looks like Team Canada has all remaining balls.
Gong playing defense for her team, and a catch! And another catch! And yeah, I think that ball that Gong caught, she was already eliminated perhaps.
But I do believe the ball that Brianna London caught was a catch. She just got hit out immediately following that. So they did bring 1 player back in. Looks like it may have been Lauren Hoffman.
A lot of catching so far from both sides. Team USA coming to the line. And they find the shot on Rowe.
Beautiful throw by Brenda Kramer. First time being on the world's team.
A Quinn hit out, Rhodia hit out as well. It's just Croft. Kenley Croft throws that underhand. Goes a little wide.
Lauren Hoffman, Paige Peterson, and Brenda Kramer still left in for the United States.
And Croft missing. We see the American side coming together to talk it out. Croft avoids those 2 shots. So she's still going to need to elude a few more because the Americans still with 3 in hand are going to come on the attack. Croft offensive. Misses Hoffman. And one more time, Croft is up on her feet and gets tagged.
Nice sneaky throw by Lauren Hoffman. She was looking for that toe shot.
Yeah, well-placed ball and gives the American side a 2-0 lead.
Apologies if you can't hear us very well at home. The crowds are extremely loud in this stadium, cheering on their home squad.
They're just too excited. And timeout called by Canada. Makes sense. They, at the moment, do not have the momentum. I think it's fair to say the American side has been executing a little bit better and has a 2-0 lead to show for it.
We know it is loud in here, everybody, so bear with us while we mess with the sound to get you guys the most comfortable viewing experience. The U.S. team is loud, the Canadian team is loud, I'm always loud. So, you know, we're working on what we can do to make your viewing experience at home as pleasurable as possible.
All right, going into game 3, both teams lined up on the court, and as you can tell with the noise in the stadium, there is just, the energy is just palpable.
And off the rush, we'll see if we get any attacks. Nope. Very defensive start here from both teams.
About 13 minutes left on the clock.
Canada very aggressive on defense. And a lot of back and forth, missing all around. Oh no, actually it looks like Enstrom was maybe grazed as she heads over to the sideline. And a few shots going Canada's way, but
Beautiful dodging on Canada's behalf.
yeah, that was Cook and Sanchez missing, I believe. Canada now heading to the line themselves.
Heard that one up here.
Yeah, that was impact, all right. Rhodia has to head over to the side.
That was one of those underhand throws that we were talking about. A lot of softball players on the court right now, and they're bringing their skills from previous sports to the dodgeball court.
And we see Croft be first out on the Canadian side, but Canada now with 4 balls, talking out the plan. And they find Sanchez through the blocker. Ashley Cook takes over on that corner. And Team USA under a bit of pressure from Mora and Gray. That was a hard shot from Cook, but didn't quite find her target.
3 players left in for the United States, 5 for Canada. They've definitely got the player advantage right now. Let's see what they can do with it.
Now we see Mora just settling down into the daring you to throw at her kind of pose. And she does get clipped out as she goes in the air, and Gray out as well. So good shots from the Americans on opposite sides, bringing it to a 3-on-3.
Number 18, Ashley Cook, is no stranger to playing against these Canadian ladies, being from the north. She is familiar in playing against some of these ladies in tournaments and comes to Canada quite often, from what I understand.
Yeah, we've seen her in Toronto quite a few times. It's always a pleasure to have Ashley Cook, except when she hits you really hard with the throw.
Which has been known to happen.
Jess O'Quinn goes for Cook, gets hit out, and another hit on Rowe, leaving just Lisa Mora. And no balls. Oh, sorry, that's Pinette still on the court. She's a catcher, but not this time.
And that was one of those amazing throws by Ashley Cook that we're accustomed to seeing here at the world stage.
Yeah, she's got not only a fierce throw, but her pump fakes, some of the most believable and terrifying that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it hurts my shoulder just watching her do it sometimes.
I feel under siege from up here. And Cook staying out, currently on the left side for the Americans. Never mind, swapping with Doncha.
Canadian fans really trying to pump up their squad right now. You can see the men's national team leading the cheer here.
Yeah, Team USA with a 3-0 lead. 10.5 to go. And right away, still see these teams playing it a little safer than they have at other times against other teams, but they're both so fast to get to the ball. That one just avoiding Kirkpatrick, who was playing up high a little bit for the Canadian side. And some big fakes coming out from Canada, but now they come to the line. Letting go, that's a catch!
Beautiful catch by Paige Peterson. You can hear that impact. Fortunately, it looks like she fell out right afterwards, but that catch still counted for her team.
Yeah, she was still pretty fired up, I'd say, and a hit on Kirkpatrick. So the Americans still executing really well. Doncha putting on the pressure. We see a throw from Enstrom. But unfortunately now there's only 1 ball on the American side. Sanchez takes it, plays out high. Now backing off, gets hit. 2 hits, I think, on Gong. Oh no, Enstrom, sorry. No, she might be fine. No, they do say that is a hit after all, so. That exchange favoring Canada, obviously. But they still have 3 to go if they want to get their first point of this match.
And they find Zalia Daunt, captain for the United States women.
And you see Cook in there.
Brenda Kramer and Ashley Cook left in for the United States.
And Cook hit out, and now it's just the national team rookie Kramer. National team rookie, but as I understand it, still has played an awful lot of dodgeball.
Yes, she's from Los Angeles. I can say I've personally been on the receiving end of some of her throws like that one, and it's not a comfortable position.
2 hits and 2 shots for Kramer. And a third. O'Quinn doesn't want to let that keep going. So 1-on-1, perfect accuracy in 3 of those shots from Kramer. It's on her to throw again. O'Quinn goes aggressive, throws the second one, eludes the shot, and drops it. Kramer finishes it off.
You can see
shots out of Kramer, and we hear the American fans celebrating.
That was very impressive, Brenda Kramer, as you said, rookie for the national team, but not letting that pressure get to her at all. She seemed to handle it just beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, we saw her just connect on those first 3 throws, one after another. Good power in those throws, good accuracy, reading where the Canadians were going, and I'm not sure if this is a timeout, but Canada, again, going to take some time to kind of settle things down. The Americans with all the initiative right now. Canada not playing badly, but I think just, I mean, Team USA just, again, executing a little better, finding those shots and a couple of clutch catches. Coach Grivilli out there on the Canadian side, talking things through with his team, tinkering with the lineup a little bit. You see Shade Berkeley coming in, number 17, recently moved to Toronto.
I actually had the pleasure of playing with Shade several years ago at an Elite Nationals tournament. So I've actually played with players on both sides of the court here.
Straddling those dodgeball borders. And we are off again. Peterson up aggressively, but we don't see a shot. Croft, still a lot of energy, threatening that underhand. And so far, no hits. O'Quinn threatening the underhand of her own.
Those underhand pump fakes, I feel like they're the hardest thing to read.
Yeah, I have a tough time with those sometimes. Just don't get to face them very often either, so. Peterson is the one to let it go. Canada not taking a counter. They come together and talk it out. We're going to see some pressure from Doncha, I think, on the left, and I believe that's London on the right. They get 2 hits. Peterson and Sanchez both out. Team USA to the line. We see fakes all around, and a catch by O'Quinn. Jess O'Quinn with the catch and a hit on Cook.
And just like that, it's 2v6 in the favor of Canada.
Yeah, and at least for the moment in this point, Canada executing incredibly well. I think that's a block by London.
One thing Canada should be aware of with these last 2 players is that they are both very experienced catchers.
Yep. We've seen some great grabs by both of them already in this tournament.
And just one catch can change the tide in a game like this.
Canada's throw, they've got the extra players, of course. And I think we see Mora traded. Canada's going to be okay with that 1-for-1. So it will be down to London trying to keep that momentum for her side. Gets low under those balls. Good defensive skills. She's got big throws, too. Baits out another shot out of row. And there's a good, oh wow, that's a hit from O'Quinn. Canada on the board.
Making the score 4-1 with about 6.5 minutes left in the first half.
And now it's the Canadian cheering squad's turn to be loud.
Right now Canada's really wanting to keep this momentum going, make this a continuing thing, ride off of that last victory and not let the Americans get a run again.
Yeah, the momentum's so important in this sport. This time off the rush, we see Canada taking 2 shots, both O'Quinn's letting go. And somehow, everybody's alive. Berkeley up at the line. You see it's Mora who takes the shot. Rhodia putting the pressure on for her side. Shots coming from Rhodia, and another one. They find Jess O'Quinn, captain of this Canadian women's squad. Gong and Rhodia again showing pressure out of the corners, and a shot toward Rhodia missing.
5 players left in for Canada, all 6 for the United States. Both teams playing a little conservatively right now.
A little more tentative. I'm sure this game will be busted wide open before too long, though. That shot going a bit high. Jack O'Quinn kind of looking at her hands afterwards. Berkeley, real aggressive, gets popped for it though. Good read by Hoffman. Team USA up at the line.
They are keeping that pressure. They are wanting to keep Canada on their heels.
Yeah, both teams, even while defensive, are showing some pressure, but it's tough. You got to earn the space out there. We see 2 throws invested. But Team USA still 6 strong. And you see a 1-for-1. Mora hit out, as is London.
5v3.
Croft threatening from the corner. See 2 shots, one of those finding Jack O'Quinn. And Canada now down to their last 2 players, pending a catch. Aggressive. Rodia takes the shot, connects on top. That is a well-placed throw. Shauna Rowe, the remaining Canadian, has a tough task. She's firing those shots. That bounces.
That was risky, throwing both balls, not leaving anything to block with.
We've seen that a lot from both the women and the men in Canada, being willing to throw that second ball. And I think that's a catch by Doncha.
Just under 4 minutes left on the clock. Score 5-1 in favor of the United States.
Yeah, they've come out strong in this first half. They've earned themselves that lead. Just as a little update, from what I can see on the far court, it looks like Argentina up 3-1 over Italy in the men's division. But back to this, as we see fancy footwork from both sides. Looks like Canada has put in number 3, Karine Biron. First time she's in this particular match, showing that flexibility as she bends back to avoid a shot.
If you're Team Canada right now, Terry, what are you thinking? What are you going to try something different? What's the new thing you're going to throw in to try to change the pace here?
I think while they may want to keep the pressure up, they may want to be a little more conservative with not actually taking all of those shots when they don't need to. It may be worth trying to find higher quality shots. Mora not quite able to block that one cleanly. But it's hard. I mean, Team USA is just putting on pressure, and if you don't challenge them, they've shown that they're going to connect. If you don't disguise what you're doing, they're going to have a good shot at catching. So finding that balance in aggression and absorbing their pressure is important. We see a shot finding of Quins on both sides.
And a catch for Rachel Rodia.
Yeah, she is showing some grips.
With a beautiful somersault after that, actually.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Need to get you one of those flip cards where you can show the score. Windmill shot, catches Berkeley. Peterson gives a little celebration as she backpedals. Canada down to 2. It's Pinette and Biron. Both shots missing. A third shot coming. Pinette. Oh, and Biron hit out.
Both sides looking for that cross court.
Pinette throws from her knees. She can still deliver some power from that position. And she's tagged. Team USA gets their 6th point of the match. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. And Team Canada huddling up again. Some encouraging words or adjustments maybe being talked about there from head coach Victor Gravilli.
It is hard to kind of throw off another team's momentum when they're really feeling it, when they're in a groove as it appears that the U.S. is. I mean, they're just going to keep going until things don't work anymore.
Yeah, no need to change things up for the American side. They've been playing very, very well so far.
Looks like it may have been a false start for the United States. So those at home that don't know, that means that it looks like their runners may have crossed the line before the whistle was blown by the referees. If that happens twice in a game, then they have to play a player down. Is that correct, Terry?
Twice and a half.
Twice
yeah,
and a half.
It does reset at halftime, and that is the first false start I think we've seen in this match, so just don't do it again for another couple minutes. And Canada not taking the shot as Sanchez maybe a little off balance. And we see a shot toward Mora that misses. Canada trying to show that pressure again as they get back up. The Americans not taking those shots from the corner too often. But they do a great job of avoiding the throws from the Canadian side. Now it will be Team USA's chance at the line. Second shot finding Jess O'Quinn.
Beautiful shot by Ashley Cook.
Yeah, good solid power in that throw as we tend to expect. Nice grab!
Beautiful side catch by Katie Sanchez. That second one connected, but it looks like she's still happy with that catch.
Yeah, she'll take it. She was hit out afterward, but great grab. And we see Croft hit out as well. So Team USA still with those accurate throws. Good power on them as well. Durand goes low and makes it. Oh no, I thought that might have stuck in there, but it slides out. And another hit for Team USA.
Azalea Dunch pushing the line, not wanting to give much room.
Yeah, Doncha hit out. So Canada at least bringing the numbers down to a slightly more manageable 4. Cook with the block and a hit back onto Mora.
It was well coordinated by the United States. Rachel Diaz saw that opening right after the throw.
Yeah, we see both teams very good at trying to time those counters as those throws get let go from the offensive side. Kirkpatrick, longtime member of Team Canada. I think this might be her 6th year with the team. Team USA using up all of the shot clock there, and now time expires in the half. We are going to go to sudden death, no blocking allowed. And 4 players still on the American side, only 1 on the Canadian side. Kirkpatrick positioning that third ball where she wants it. That has to start in play. Although once play starts, you can kick it out to the ball retrievers if you want.
If you're Kirkpatrick here, are you looking for a hit or a catch? What's your first thought?
I think she goes catch after letting that ball go. Wow, nice shot right at the feet, but she is tagged. And Team USA, 7th point on the board. Awesome start from the American squad.
They are definitely feeling it right now. They're feeling their mojo. They're going to try to keep that juice flowing into the second half.
And Canada may be feeling some stinging shots in a few places where those powerful American throws have been able to connect. Team Canada just not able to find a tempo. It feels like the American side has a little bit more initiative. And yeah, they have a 7-1 lead to show for it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something that each team tries to do right off the get-go. If one team is setting the momentum, setting the tone for the game, setting the pace, they kind of get to control how that game is played. The United States has a particular way that they like to play, a speed that they like to play, and if they set that tone, then all Canada can do is really react to it if they don't reciprocate.
Yeah, a lot of times matches like this end up being a bit of a battle between the two teams to see who can play their own game and set that tone you were talking about. Right now, I would say you're totally correct. The Americans doing a much more effective job of it for the moment. We've got a little bit of an update on the men's side. The most recent info I've got, 3-1 Argentina over Italy, and a women's match as well. This is also a big one, Malaysia versus Australia. Last I saw, it is Malaysia currently up 3-1 in that match. Malaysia with 2 losses, but Australia undefeated coming into this one.
Yeah, so I mean that's a big game too, because only the top 4 women's teams will get to play in playoffs and contend for medals. So right now, Australia, United States, Canada, Malaysia, Hong Kong, they've all got very similar kind of rankings right now. So it's really it's going to be a little bit of a battle to see who gets in those top 4 spots.
Yeah, exactly. I think there are going to be a couple of solid teams just left out because we can't have everyone in the playoffs. I mean, we could. but it's already a long tournament. We want to make sure that it is the best competition available. I mean, once you get into the playoffs too, some really good teams are going to have to go home because not everybody can make their way to a gold medal match. So this is a match that could be one of those gold medal previews. I think the American women so far looking super strong. And unless Canada can really turn things around, then Team USA will be still undefeated coming out of this and looking like probably the round-robin favorites.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, other really good games to watch today as they are still going to take place is the Australian women playing the United States, playing Canada. They haven't faced off, I believe, against at least Canada yet.
Yeah, we'll see Australia and Canada in the women's division a little bit later today, right here on the stream. That will be kicking off at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And between then and now, we've still got a Canada-USA match in the men's division. So the excitement, it just doesn't stop today.
Yep. Lots of great dodgeball still to come.
The teams just about getting to their lines. A little bit of huddling and talking still happening, but Coach Gravilli on the Canadian side keeping his team fired up.
Fans trying to pump up their teams right now, going into the second half. 20 minutes back on the clock.
We see ball retrievers on the American side helping to kick off that chant. And it looks like a couple of officials are talking to each other. Canada electing to do a little swap in the meantime. Mora comes back in. Berkeley heads to the bench for now. Oh, and
I believe that's the second false start, but it's a different half.
Yeah, if that is a false start, I'm not sure if it counts, but if it is, that would be the first one really early. Just a warning though, one per half. And it sounds like
false start for Team Canada. Both teams are just very excited, it looks like.
Everybody wants to get to just throwing those balls.
They just want to get to the balls.
And they're off for real this time. Nice block.
Pushing the line for the United States on the right corner. Looks like Cecilia Einstrom just hit out.
Looked like she might have been in a bit of difficulty, but maybe just adjusting the knee pad there. And, oh, nice shot.
Paige just missing that catch. Looks like 2 balls were put on her by Team Canada.
Canada, though, now on the defensive, and I think, yeah, Croft hit out.
Looks like it is a 4v4, this first match in the second half.
And big shot onto row, and traded back was Sanchez, so...
Now it's a 3v3. They're keeping it really exciting for us.
That's the thing, even though the score is a little lopsided, I mean, some of these points have been so close. Very thin margins. Just one missed block or one really good read on a dodge can change everything. And aggressive shot, ooh.
Looks like that may have hit the hair bun.
Yeah, Kramer.
See that happen.
Kramer shaking it out.
But unfortunately, hair faces, they do count for the WDBF rules.
Nice dodge by Cook, getting up in the air. Yeah, one of the reasons you don't wear a cape in dodgeball. Anything that's part of your body or your clothing, if it does get hit by a ball, that is an out. I would wear a cape in dodgeball if it wasn't for that, yeah. Canada now, it's their turn to come up to the line. Mora has 2 balls and is one of the throwers. We see 2 of those balls connect. Donche is out, it's just Cook. Cook, while young, is still crazy experienced at this sport, so I don't think she's too worried out there.
No, not her first time at the world stage either. Looks like that was a clean block.
Yeah, we see her throw from her knees, get over another shot.
Very agile player, Ashley Cook. She's known for her arm, but her dodging ability is just incredible.
Yeah, she's got great mobility out there. And Mora's shot does connect. Mora capitalizing on a little bit of hesitation from Cook there. Team Canada starts off the second half with their second point of the match. I mean, that was a close one. We saw the back and forth. There were quite a few sequences where it was just one player from each side having to walk off to the side, and yeah, Canada able to squeeze that one out.
Bringing the score 7-2, 17 and a half minutes left on the clock. There's still plenty of dodgeball left to be played. This could be a closer game than we may have thought.
And off the rush, we see Canada with that wide lateral all the way over to the left side, and Jack O'Quinn taking the shot. Team USA now on the offensive. Mora showing the flexibility. Could not squeeze that catch, though. Cook was hit out as well. So again, we see that 1-for-1, both teams connecting. And Jess O'Quinn lets go, but doesn't read when the American throws are coming, so they just get a bonus ball.
Looks like Americans have 5 balls. See what they do with them. And it looks like they get a couple connections there.
Yeah, we do see Canada often willing to throw that last ball, and we saw Jack O'Quinn letting it go from the corner, but Team USA with a substantial advantage now, 5 players to 3. Coming to the line, and missing. We see the Americans right now, they're not coming up too far with their corners putting on pressure, they're just kind of absorbing that pressure from Canada. Ooh. Shot from Pinette does miss. Okay.
4 balls and for the USA.
And they have 4 arms able to take advantage, but Shauna Rowe is able to clear those shots with a good jump. Good verticals on some of these Canadian women. Oh, there's a catch on Rowe's ball. There was a hit out on the other side as well, but
Katie Sanchez stepping off on the hit, but it still is 5 players left on the court for the United States.
yeah, Ashley Cook returning. And Croft hit out. Pinette still in there. And by herself, the national team rookie for Canada with a sidearm. That was a dive. So I'm not sure if that was a catch, as it may have collided with the sideline, but I think there was a hit anyway on Pinette. The refs are talking a bit about it.
So it looks like may have happened. London got hit with the ball. It popped up. She dove to catch it. She did grab the ball in the air, but she also hit the line approximately at the same time. So I believe that the refs are talking about if she was out when getting the catch or not. Because again, these are hard out lines. If they touch the line, it's like lava, they are out.
We see some reenactment from one of the officials there. And yeah, I think I'm not sure if that was the elimination or whether it was a shot afterward. Either way, Pinette was out, and Team USA secures the point. I think the scorekeeper may have mistakenly put that up for Canada, but I believe it should be 8-2 for the Americans. There we're back. 15:32 remaining in this second half. Team USA with a 6-point edge right now.
3-1. Looks like it's still 3-1 for Australia and Malaysia women. Another really close game going on in the court at this moment.
Yeah, Malaysia up 3-1, and it seems like that point is taking a long time to resolve. Team Canada back on the attack. They find one. Enstrom knocked back and out of play. Canada still with 3 balls. And since they have the extra player, it's their turn to throw. You see both O'Quinn's faking the windmill, but it's Mora who lets go from the middle. And now Team USA's turn. The O'Quinn's putting on pressure from the opposite corners.
one does connect on both sides, bringing it to a 4v5 in favor of Team Canada. They also have 4 balls, the player and ball possession at the moment.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to get those trades when you're up on players. And Kate Gong avoiding those shots. Longtime Team USA member Kate Gong. Jake said she's been on every single Team USA. That is an achievement in and of itself. And yeah, after the block, we see a shot returned onto Rowe, and O'Quinn hit out as well. So Jack O'Quinn heading off. Canada under pressure now as the Americans have the player edge. Jess O'Quinn, after the throw, steps forward as if she's going to let that extra one go. Good aggressive play from her.
A little under 14 minutes left in the half.
That shot finds Mora under the blocker. Great throw, good spacing again.
Rachel Odia pushing that line, not wanting to give any inch away.
And we see the shot on the right side finds Rhodia. Brogan Moore in for Canada on the left side as well. I believe her first appearance in this match. Team Canada just trying to shake things up a little bit to mix up where the momentum is. And no harm either side. Some great shots flying from both sides, but so far no damage done. Moore shoots, and no team catch coming as Donchas hit out.
And suddenly it's a 2v1 in favor of Team Canada. Let's see what Lauren Hoffman does here.
She has the skills to finish this off. And O'Quinn trying to bait out a move from Hoffman. Hoffman not biting on that. She is a formidable catcher. Yeah, but this time Canada connects.
Point for Team Canada, making the score 8-3 with about 12 and a half minutes left on the clock in the second half.
Yeah, so this is, we're looking at the far coin. This is crazy. Malaysia and Australia have had a one-on-one going for something like 4 minutes. Still 3-1 in that match. Another women's division clash of the Titans. Canada now with a little bit of momentum. The crowd is feeling it here. Nobody throwing off the rush this time.
You know, if you're the United States right now,
Ooh.
I think you're looking to maybe play it a little safe right now. They have a big point differential. They're up. They're wanting to maybe run the clock a little bit. Where Canada, if they want to make something happen, they really got to push this game.
Yeah, Hoffman dropping that shot. McLaren in the match for the first time, and timeout USA, I believe.
Yep.
You're 100% right. It's a little early to really play so defensively that you try to just run out the clock. You're giving up too much initiative to too strong a team at this point. But that being said, you don't need to force things. You need to encourage Team Canada to force things because they are the ones who are down by 5 points. It is still doable for the Canadian team, but I mean, why make it easy for them?
Exactly. Yeah, Brittany Mazuro, coach for Team USA, calling the timeout, wanting to give her team a little bit of a moment to focus there, maybe reevaluate their next steps, as there's still, like you said, a lot of time left in the clock.
Yeah, and I like that usage of the timeout, doing your best to squelch the momentum that Canada's been building. At least sets things back to kind of even here, momentum-wise. Canada still with a 6-on-4 player edge, though. They have mixed up the players a little bit. We see number 85, Julie McLaren in there, Brogan Moore, 47, in for a second point in a row. And Jack O'Quinn on the left side with a good fake to try and buy some space for her team, but the Americans putting on the pressure. You see Cook back there wearing the ball retrieving jersey between points where she's actually playing too. As that shot from the American side misses. And across court, Hoffman. Sorry, no, that's not Hoffman.
It's Brenda Kramer stepping off for the United States.
That
Leaving
is
3
Kramer.
players left on the United States side. Brianna London, Kate Gong in, Kate Pearson just getting hit out.
Oh, and I thought I saw Brogan Moore reaching for the attempt at the team catch off of O'Quinn, but off her hands, and she's out as well. You like to see the effort, though. Yep. Gong evading that.
Canada with the player advantage.
Yeah, we see Gong and London coming up together. Canada showing some pressure. That shot missing. No reason to give another ball over. Team USA still with 3. Gong gives it over to London. Gong getting under those balls very well. Defensive skills pretty important once you're at the international level. And we see a shot toward Mora, who just stays in bounds.
See her teammate pulling her in, want to make sure she didn't fall out.
Yeah, that's some good support. Gotta trust your teammates. Mora aggressively, I think she grounded that one before it found London's feet. So Canada with just 1 ball in the hands of Shauna Rowe in the left corner. They invest the balls over her way, and the second one finds her.
And that's a smart strategy. They did that so that she wouldn't snipe them right after she threw at another player.
Yep, suppressing that ball carrier. Classic dodgeball strategy. Croft letting go with a good windmill. Incidentally, in the background, that one-on-one finally ending. Team Malaysia securing a 4-1 lead right now over the Australian women. And back and forth, we see Croft just missing Gong.
3-on-2 in favor of Team Canada.
And McLaren in the middle. All 3 of them throwing. They finally decide enough of this. They take 3 balls to drop London, but Kate Gong's still in there.
Kate Gong, as you said, very experienced world player. This is not her first time in a situation like this. She is experienced with this pressure. Let's see what her strategy is.
She didn't hit Lisa Mora, but Mora on that pancake dodge did come into contact with the back line. The line judge right there to make the call. Gong throwing. McLaren ready for it. And Team Canada talking things out. Gong does get hit. So Canada takes a bit of time, but they do eliminate those last 2 American players and get a 4th point up on the board for themselves.
Score 8-4 with about a little over 9 minutes left on the clock. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, we saw Gong there looking for a catch, just trying to give herself the best chance to win that point for her team. But you're right, 9:09 I think that says. 4-point deficit for the Canadians. Team USA still in charge in this match.
But a lot can happen in 9 minutes. I think we've definitely in our dodgeball careers have seen teams make up this gap. So anything can still happen. Both teams are very hungry, as you can tell.
And right now, the Canadians are going to need to be a little bit extra hungry as they lose 2 early in this set. Team USA comes up. They connect with Mora. That one popping way out of play. The sidelines excited for Team USA. Canada coming up to the line. See a shot blocked by O'Quinn, captain of the Canadian team. Panette receives an extra ball, and now Cook with the only one on the American side. He does get hit, and I think another hit as well.
Bringing the player count 3v3.
I've seen some of those good, solid throws out of O'Quinn. Panette avoids that ball by going a little bit high. And Team Canada coming up. They send 2 toward Enstrom. She does a great job getting low and underneath them. And yeah, good shot on O'Quinn. Doncha finding her moment and finding her shot. 3-2 player edge now for the Americans. McLaren getting under that ball. We have 2 national team rookies for Canada. Panette takes a running shot, finds Doncha, and a second shot finds Enstrom.
2v1 advantage Canada. Katie Sanchez still up there knocking out one of Canada's players.
Big shot. 1-on-1. This is an important point. Sanchez clinches it.
Can you hear the crowds excited about that one? Katie Sanchez, another very experienced world player. This isn't her first time in a situation like this, I'm sure, and she proved her experience in that moment.
Yeah, and these are the points that really matter, because Canada, having won a couple in a row, was building momentum, did need to keep it up in order to give themselves a good shot at this match, but it's going to be a lot harder now with the Americans extending their lead to 5 points with 7 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. And if we have a bit of time, we've got some quick updates from the other courts. Never mind, we'll get to it later. And right away we see it'll be the American side's throw. Shot toward O'Quinn, goes a little high. Referees talking about something.
Looks like the clock, perhaps.
I think that's correct. I don't think it was started. Good on the referees to notice that. And no damage done on that throw. Team USA back up to the line, looking to protect their lead. And they find one on Croft. Moore takes over with the ball. Doncha, I think that's a catch by O'Quinn. Huge grab. And O'Quinn, very aggressive. I think she found the hair on Enstrom. Cook retaliates, that one bouncing back on the return before it hit her.
All 6 players still left in for Team Canada, 4 for the United States.
O'Quinn, captain of the team, leading by doing at this time. See a hit onto Mora. I don't think she saw where that was coming from until too late. Ashley Cook active as always on that left side. You see a block by O'Quinn on the ball and a return shot.
And I do believe that did hit 2 of the United States players out. It was a ricochet off of Peterson into Cook, so that does leave 2 players left in for the United States, Brenda Kramer and Katie Sanchez.
And I think we see another hit on the far side. That is Kramer.
Katie Sanchez left in for the United States against 4 players for Team Canada.
She converted a 1-on-2 recently. Let's see if she's got a 1-in-4. Not this time. Croft with a birthday present to herself. Happy birthday, Kenley. She finishes off that point. Canada now down 9-5. Still working hard to try and close this gap.
5 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock in this game. You can give some quick updates on the other courts.
Yeah, this might be a little out of date now, but Argentina over Italy 5-3 on the men's division as of not too long ago. And the Malaysian women 4-1 over the Australians. So the Australian women in danger of losing their undefeated record on the far court. And off the rush, we see Canada aggressive. Jess O'Quinn's shot is blocked. And takes another one, this one connecting on Hoffman.
The United States with 5 balls now, though. Canada, a little bit of a risk giving up all their balls now.
Yeah, we've seen them be aggressive. They don't pay for it this time. But yeah, that is very aggressive. They do obviously need to push the pace. But to what degree is always the question. And we see both O'Quinn sisters with that windmill familiarity. We see Jack O'Quinn letting it go from the middle, but Team USA now, it's their turn. And they find the mark onto Jack O'Quinn. That ball blocked, not quite close enough to be a team catch. Cook holding the line while her team talks about the plan. London relays. It is Cook throwing. And still 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Canada.
5v5, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh. We saw what I think was supposed to be a fake from Rowe sliding a little bit too far, but in the meantime on the other side, Kramer knocked out. Good block by Cook.
Ball advantage for the United States. They've got 5 balls again.
Yeah, and Croft aggressive. Will she throw? She will. Peterson hit out. Croft tagged as well. Still though, Canada needs that pace pushed. Croft willing to do it. Cook with a great shot. I think she caught Rowe right up high. She's okay, but O'Quinn hit out on the other side as well, and now Team USA with the player advantage. American fans cheering. There's a block by Brogan Moore. Moore relaying instructions from the other side. She takes the counter. Ashley Cook ready for it. Good block. to the line now. We see Cook with a big shot. Another 2 shots coming from the American side. They throw a bunch of balls over.
Brianna London, Ashley Cook, and Katie Sanchez still left in for the United States with 1 ball on their side.
That shot going a little bit short. Looking for Cook as well, and a third one.
Some fancy footwork right near the line there.
Yeah, nice dodging. Not just about the throws. You got to be nimble out there. But it's also about the throws, as we see another good hard shot from Cook, missing Lisa Mora. Mora shoots. Cook again blocking. Now she's in trouble. Yeah, and I think that's a smart choice from the Americans. Why force it? You have the advantage. You have the extra balls now. You can set up. And that second ball, it did bounce before it found the knees on Lisa Mora. Still Team USA's initiative as they have the extra player.
Just under 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
Moore elects to shoot, and they find Cook finally. Ashley Cook had made some excellent blocks unto this point, but Team Canada now. Brogan Moore blocking that one. Canada with 4 balls. I think it'll be Mora throwing here. It is, and Moore as well. Mora elects to toss one as well. They're gunning for her.
Katie Sanchez connects on that hit.
We saw Mora maybe looking to catch, but couldn't get that hand out of the way when she realized it was outside of her body, and then it's just Brogan Moore. She settles into a blocking posture, gets real low behind those balls. Brogan Moore, just a minute and a half remaining. Nice shot. Sanchez finishes off another one.
Katie Sanchez's accuracy in this game has just been unbelievable. She's got not only an incredible amount of power in her throw, but she has been hitting her shots very accurately.
Yeah, and I think that accuracy is one of the big differences between these two squads right now. Team USA just hitting on so many shots, as we saw Sanchez finish off that last point. Team Canada just not quite finding the mark at the same rate, and 10-5 advantage for the Americans.
Looking at the other courts, it looks like the Australia-Malaysia game is still 4-1, but they're in a 1v1 right now. Yet again, it looks like they were in a 1v1 for quite a long time in the last game match as well.
Annette's throw finding Hoffman through a crowd. And we see Team USA come into the line once more. An aggressive shot.
Looks like Canada's looking for a catch.
Yeah, we see the posture from Biron daring the throw to come in. It does not. Big fakes out of Biron on the right side.
Less than a minute left on the clock. Canada's looking for a hit.
And we see Canada showing a lot of movement, but the Americans on the offensive with 35 seconds remaining. Biron, I like her fakes. Those are also Ashley Cook level of convincing. Shot from the left side, Jessica Gray, and Biron hit out.
Nice aggressive play by Rachel Ordia.
Yeah, she has also been connecting quite a bit when we've seen her in these matches. Kirkpatrick taking over for Canada on the right side, and we have 10 seconds left in this match before sudden death.
And a catch by Cecilia Einstrom, just nipping that out of the air.
And we see a few hits. Kirkpatrick as well. No, I think Kirkpatrick's still in that ball.
I believe Kirkpatrick's still in. I'm not sure if the hit on Sade Berkeley was before or after the clock. I think that's what the refs are discussing.
I think it was before the whistle went, but I thought I might have heard balls collide before it found her, so that might be what they're talking about. Either way, that was a lot of back and forth. And it looks like it's going to be a 5-on-4 edge for Team USA. No blocking in this extra frame. And this one's going to matter for plus-minus, but not the match result. Canada showing a bit of aggression. We see that shot coming from Enstrom. Canada now going to talk things over. We might see an attack from Rodia though, or from Enstrom. Rodia is hit out on the far side though, and so is Enstrom eventually. McLaren just getting out of the way of that shot. Kirkpatrick with the only ball in hand for Canada.
Brianna London pushing the line. Kate Gahn looking for a hit as well, not connecting quite yet.
We saw Kirkpatrick kind of quickly pitch her ball out of the way in case she needed to try for a catch. Canada finds Gong. And it'll be Canada's initiative again. Berkeley hit out. Nice shot, very casual from Hoffman on the far side. Oh, McLaren can't find that one. It's just Kirkpatrick now.
Beautiful hit by Brianna London, captain for the United States.
And now we see Kirkpatrick still alone, no balls in hand. She's going to look for a catch, I'm sure. Those balls both miss. And, ooh, nice shot from London, as Kirkpatrick may have been reaching for a ball, but no such luck. Nothing doing. Kirkpatrick on the offensive. I think she grazed her. But the return shot is caught!
What a beautiful play by Lynn Kirkpatrick. Pops up off her like she looks for the catch and she gets it. That was a beautiful end to that game.
Yeah, always important to try and track down those balls when they hit you. Just make sure that you have a play on it. And it doesn't matter for the end result, as we said, still a 10-6 win for Team USA, extending their undefeated record.
But still, a great, exciting game. That's what we were hoping to see, and I think they definitely delivered on that for us.
So I think on the far side, that Malaysia-Australia game may have ended at 4-2 because they are off the court. I don't know 100% if that's the case, but it does look that way. That might be the lowest scoring match of the tournament. And on the other side, in the men's division, Italy and Argentina, still going on. I think it might be 5-5. I really have to squint to see that, but
yeah, very neck and neck games on the other side of the court. So coming up next on the main court, another very exciting nail biter. I hope that we're all excited to see. Yet again, United States and Canada, now the men's team. So everyone watching at home, stay watching.
Yeah, why would you go anywhere else?
Don't go anywhere.
As we see the men taking the court, we are going to be taking a break, but we'll be back with you for another Team Canada versus Team USA matchup.